buddy Steve. We're in his 2018 Saleen car. I mean, you picked this up a while ago, especially when everyone was talking about the manuals. You know, you can't have a 2018 manual car.
Nope. We're a dying breed nowadays. But I still like to row, and as much as a 10R80 is just a badass transmission and does everything, I still like to row. And with this car, I'm more mountain-y style driving, twisty road stuff, and so I really don't want to. I want to be able to drive the car, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think that your little addiction kind of started after our last Tail of the Dragon.
I can blame you for all of that, man.
Was a year ago, right?
Exactly a year ago, yep.
When the hurricane, everything got canceled for Mustang Week, so we went to Tennessee, and then we were out there, you know, going on the Dragon. And I mean,
I took this car in there, and it had no business belonging anywhere near a road that goes left or right. And I wanted to try it, and I did, and I did it, obviously, but it wasn't to where I wanted to be. I was one of like the people that just shouldn't be on that tail. So I kind of just kept at it and tried it. Where I live now, there's a bunch of twisty roads that I can kind of practice with. Talk with all the guys up at Stida, Scott Boda, Cervenka, Bill from CJ, Dion from BMR, and get different ideas and suspension. And then here I am a year later with a car that's completely built for the Tail of the Dragon.
Yeah, and Gary Bowen. I mean,
yeah, Bowen helped me a lot too. He was
flying on the Tail of the Dragon, and
he's
we were keeping up only because we had horsepower.
Yeah,
you know, his car was really set up, and now he has that really nice Viper too.
Yep, and I did everything in my power to be able to keep up with that car in the turns. But obviously, a Mustang versus a Gen 5 Viper, it's hard. But on the straightaways and anything that's kind of quick, I could keep up with them now, which was great. And I can thank Whipple for that one.
Yeah, so you actually switched from Edelbrock 2.65, now has a Whipple 3-liter on it.
Yep.
Seems to be the common switch nowadays.
Like what's cool about the Edelbrock, it's got a lot of low end, and I like torque, so it was fun to drive and things like that. But it was like all or nothing. Where the Whipple, it's really linear style power, and if anyone has driven anyone's driven a Sentry blower car, you built to boost the RPM. Well, with the bypass and how they have set this blower up, it's really super controllable and just a lot more fun to drive in the street. And for me, I need RPM for the style of driving, and you actually use more RPM with this, and you have more control of the car. And it made the same power with a lot less boost.
Yep, and obviously this car is Kona Blue underneath the wrap. But you just recently wrapped it, and it was pretty much a home run on the color.
Yeah, so not to give like the whole background story of that, I saw a car with this color, called up my friends up in Charlotte and said, I don't know what you need to do, find me this color, I want it, and I got it. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring it anywhere this year with all the stupid virus stuff. I was going to reveal it at Ponies and the Smokies.
Yeah, we were going to go.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole thing about it, because it's not a color you really see on Mustangs. For people that are asking me, it's KPFM makes it. It's called Black Red Iridescent. But if you really want to get like personal with it, just think of the Dr. Pepper, 23 different flavors, because whatever lighting you have, it's going to change for you. And
yeah,
it's made it so where every time I look at this car, I smile. So.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the rain and, I mean, speaking of cops, you know, in Myrtle Beach, it's not quite as easy to be able to test out the horsepower out here. Yeah. But, I mean, we can just kind of look at the car and we can talk about it. I mean, it's awesome. And, I mean, hopefully we'll be in Tennessee soon together, too.
Yes, I want to go up there with your 350R and have some fun with that little Whipple action.
Oh, that thing is a blast in the corners. I mean, you remember, I drove it.
It was fantastic, man.
I drove it when Don owned it there, and I was like, I need to buy this car or a car like it, and I ended up buying that car.
I'll never forget that text where you're like, dude, check out what I just bought. I'm like, dude, that's just awesome. I'm happy to see you to get that car, because I remember you just talking, you're having so much fun with it that you earned it in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, that was truly the best car I had ever driven, you know, to that point. And this is probably on a similar level now, you know.
Yeah.
What the?
Donk. Not donk, I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult donks like that. That's one of the Florida lean crap, whatever you want to call it.
Oh boy.
Crap, that's what it is.
But
no, like this car, like I did pretty much everything I could. Like I said, obviously Stida, BMR, 99% Stida on this car. But I had to do all that to, there you go. I had to do that to be able to go after a 350 with that means really basic suspension to hit the turns much. Even with being a Saleen, like they don't really change anything that's worth a damn for that kind of stuff, because with the style of driving, it's not just like, you know, Sunday driving to the mountains. I want to wrap up the RPM, lower gear, and really take a turn and push this car to the limit. So in a 350, you really don't have to do any of that.
Yep.
So especially with R, the bushing is everything they do. It's just a better car.
Yeah, and that's why the manual just makes more sense, you know.
One thing I will say with the manual, I've never had a problem with the 1782. I've got 28,000 miles on it, and I've never missed a gear. It's never locked me out of high. But when I got this car, within 200 miles, I put the Barton shifter in it, and that's, my opinion, is what saved it right away, is swapping out the shifter.
So the exhaust on this car, I mean, it's pretty, I noticed that it sounded really smooth.
Mm-hmm. So obviously I work for LTH Exhaust, and we design exhaust systems for these Mustangs. And this right here has our 1 7/8 headers into it, into our Scorpion series catback. We designed it to give you that muscle tone that you want to have without the drone, because a lot of times with a deeper sound, you're going to get drone with it. And to get rid of that, you're going to have a higher pitched noise to not have drone. That you're gonna have to sacrifice. So I was kind of trying to find something that was in the middle, that was just enjoyable, and I like to call it the non-active guys active exhaust, to where it's quiet when you want it to be and it's loud when you want it to be. It doesn't have that massive fire up cold start where it just rattles your eardrums. When you get on it in the car, it's very smooth and quiet, and outside of the car you can actually hear it. And a lot of people, they'll tell me, it's like, wow, that sounds different than what I'm used to hearing, and that's exactly what we wanted. Is
the biggest thing I noticed is, like, right now you're accelerating, it doesn't have that really loud, raspy sound as you're accelerating.
And I'm shifting about just under 3,000 RPMs, and like even when I get to 3,000, or I'm at 3,000, you don't have the high rasp or nothing like that. Let off, and it's just basic diesel. So it's not gonna rattle your eardrums or anything like that. And with the windows up and music playing or whatever, you can have a normal conversation in the car and not think twice about it. And that's what we wanted, and that's what we built. So it's one of the most unique exhaust systems on the market, and I'm not just saying that because we work with it. It's because we actually wanted to do something different than what everyone else does, with either just full send it loud.
So how much power does the car make?
This car made on the 3.8 pulley. On 93, put down 700 in the tire, horsepower, and 580 torque. Since then, I've swapped from the 3.8 to the 3.7. So if I had to guess, maybe 715, 720-ish. I'm not using most of it because the RPM range I like to do is 3,000 to 55. But dropping the pulley size was so I can get into boost a tad quicker to help me on the turns coming out of them and stuff like that. But it's more than enough for what I need on the street.
Yeah, so Steve really did an awesome job with this car. It looks killer, it sounds killer. Wheels, HREs, Whipple blower. Yeah, let's go look at the Whipple blower. The wrap looks awesome, which it changes colors depending on how the sunlight hits it, but everything is just really well done, from the suspension, engine, exhaust. The exhaust sounds awesome, dude.
Thanks, man.
I mean, it's loud enough to be loud.
Yep.
It's quiet inside the car.
That's what
and
I
then,
wanted.
you know, 3.0 Whipple, looking awesome, and of course it's still a manual.
Someone's got to keep the manuals alive.
Yes, sir. So if you guys want to follow Steve's car, we'll have his Instagram right here. Go ahead and check it out. And yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll be on the tail of the dragon soon, man.
Yes, I want to, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. Comment down below, leave a like, and subscribe if you are new, and we'll see you guys in the next one.